Hi guys, we're back at the FAtwA Center. This is a very interesting question and answer. I feel very sorry for the Muslim woman that wrote this question. The title rather of this fatwa is New to Islam and Has Doubts. And so let's see what's troubling her. I became a Muslim 3 years ago. I have never had a strong faith, and now it declined so much that I'm thinking about abandoning Islam. If I leave Islam, do the other Muslims really have to kill me? I think the only way for me to continue to be Muslim is that after death I become a man. Is it possible that Allah could make me a man? I haven't read anything that would convince me that the reward in paradise is equal for men and women. Or is it possible, look at this, or is it possible to make dawah so that that person would just stop existing after the day? No paradise, no hell? Look at this poor woman. She doesn't even want to exist after she dies because of what's going to go on in the Muslim paradise. It's very sad. It's pitiful. Ever since I read that women are less than men in their reasoning, thinking, less in faith, and that only a few women will enter paradise, I have hated Islam, and I hated being a Muslim woman. She hates being a Muslim woman. I regret ever becoming a Muslim, but I still believe in God and that Muhammad was his messenger. Is there any cure for me, or should I just pretend being a Muslim, fearing that being murdered if I leave Islam? I hope Allah keeps your faith strong. Well, the simple answer for this lady is, yes, leave Islam. Leave Islam. Go and read the scriptures and see where your salvation is. All right, so let's read the answer that the FAtwA Center gives. They give a bunch of fill right here. All right, a bunch of fill. He says absolutely nothing about her question. But, okay, let's start here. Ask him to enable you to do whatever he likes and he's pleased with, and fulfill the task for which you were created, which is the worship of Allah alone and not to associate with him any partners. If you do so, you will be better than many Muslim men. The degrees, ranks in paradise are according to one's righteous deeds and not according to being a man and therefore having a high rank, or a woman and therefore having a low rank. No, this is not the criteria. This is just a wrong understanding about the status of women in Islam. Indeed, Allah says, which means, O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes so that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous in you. Quran 49:13. So Allah mentioned the male and the female, but clarified that the most noble and honorable and the one who has a high status is the one who reached the status of a pious person and not the fact of being a male or a female. Indeed, the Prophet said, O people, indeed your Lord is one and your Father is one. Know that there is no superiority of an Arab over a non-Arab, or a non-Arab over an Arab, or a red person over a black person, or a black person over a red person, except by piety. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah and the most righteous of you. Blah, blah. O people includes both males and females. Okay, look at this. This is a lot of fill. From here all the way up, okay, to there. This FAtwA Center has given this woman a bunch of BS. It's not applicable to heaven at all. It's basically, most all, speaking about this world, the things that go on in this world between the Muslims. So it's all fill. All right, now let's get to something a little bit more meaty. He says here, as regards to the prophetic narration in which the prophet said, women are weak in mind and religion, and most people in hell are women. Do you see that? Women are weak in mind and religion, and most people in hell are women. He explained this by saying, the weakness of mind is the testimony of two women is equal to that of one man. This is the weakness of mind. And a woman spends several nights and days without praying, and she breaks the fasting in Ramadan while she is in menstruation or after childbirth, while men are fasting. This is the weakness of religion. Now, isn't this kind of strange, guys? All right? Allah here makes the women weak on purpose, okay? Because he makes her suffer menstruation and childbirth. And he gives this is the reason of why she has a weakness in religion. So why then would Allah put them in hell for something that he caused? You know, this is a very, very funny, bunch of statements that Muhammad said. And then if you start reading them, you'll see that they simply came from somebody with a 7th century thinking and mentality. And after all, Muhammad did live in the desert. He didn't have much happening for himself out there. And women, they used to trade women around like cows and horses. All right? They used to possess and own women. They used to enslave sexual slaves, and they used to divorce women, as a matter of a couple, words out of their mouth. So if you're going to put women into the same status as a donkey and a dog, like Muhammad did, what more can you expect from the God of Muhammad? Not only is the God of Muhammad a hypocrite by forcing and making women to be some certain way in their bodies, and then tell that it's a weakness and that's why they're in hell, is crazy. Okay, let's read on. She's not blamed for this weakness as she cannot do anything about it. What do you mean she's not blamed for this weakness? She's in hell for this weakness. She's not blamed. Yeah, I think this is blame, buddy. This is the FAtwA Center. This is Islam's scholars speaking to the Muslims and teaching them. Shame on you. Let's go on and read. Allah indicated the weakness of a woman's testimony, as he says, which means so that if one of them, i.e. the woman, errs, then the other can remind her. Quran 2:282. She might forget when giving her testimony, so the second woman would remind her. It is for this reason that it is not permissible for a judge to separate between them when giving testimony. Well, this is very insulting, and the matter of fact is that a lot of women are just as smart as men. It's like 50-50. 50-50. 50% of men are smarter than 50% of women, and 50% of women are smarter than 50% of men. Okay, let's go on. Sheikh Azan Dani, may Allah preserve him, stated that modern science discovered that each of the men and women have 2 centers in his/her brain, one responsible for the speaking and one for remembering. When a man speaks, one of these centers operates, whereas the second center remains for remembering. Whereas when a woman speaks, both of her centers in the brain work. It is for this reason that she could not totally remember what she is giving testimony about. So the other woman would remind her so that the purpose of giving testimony would not be spoiled. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I don't buy it. Muslims, they'll do anything they can to protect the macho male persona in Islam, because the men are the important ones. And so they'll lie and tell you all kinds of things and give you all kinds of fill here as answers to distract you from the truth. The fact that most people in hell are women is because they disobey Allah and disobey their husbands, and they curse too much and so forth. Well, guys, I thought the reason that most women were in hell, according to Muhammad, was because their lack of faith or their lack of religion. Didn't we read something like that back here? Women are weak in mind and religion, and most people in hell are women. The weakness of mind is the testimony of 2 women. The testimony of 2 women is equal to that of 1 man, and the weakness of mind. The weakness of mind and the weakness of religion. But this guy now says the fact that most people in hell are women is because they disobey Allah and disobey their husbands, and they curse too much and so forth. Well, you know what? Shame on you, FAtwA Center. Shame on you. Listen and look what the disgusting things that you write. Women don't disobey Allah any more than the men do. Hmm? They don't. And disobey their husbands? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I know who you think you are. You think you're the macho. Okay, guys, there's some more fill here. You can go ahead and read it if you like, but I think I'm pretty finished with this fatwa. I think it's an insult to all of our intelligence. God bless you all. We all know that Islam is false, and I really pray that this woman and all of her Muslim sisters take the opportunity to read the Bible and learn where their salvation is. God bless you all, and talk to you later.